Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Your Age is Not Your Cage with Carla Allen. Today, I am back with another short summer solo. We've got a couple more of these, and then I plan to release some really incredible guests that I've been talking to, and I can't wait to share those with you. But for now, we're going to wrap up with a few more summer solos on some topics that I've really wanted to get out there for you. And so let's get started. Last week I talked about walking and my passion for that and how much I loved it. And this week I'm going to follow that up talking about strength training, weights, and what that looks like and why it is so very important to incorporate this into your life. And I'm speaking to any age, but I'm really focused into on women, say over 40. But most of the information in here is going to apply to everyone, but women over 40 and knowing the importance of getting started with weight training, strength training is so crucial to your health as you're aging. And the earlier you can start, the more benefits you will have as you age. And I mean, I've lifted weights and I've been active for quite a while, but a lot of times it was sporadic and on and off and not consistent. And I will have to say that probably in my 50s now, I've been more consistent than I've ever been. I've had goals and I've had things I'm working toward. So it's crazy how I feel like now I'm more into it and I love it and I know the importance of it now. And so that's what I want to share with you today. And, strength training is not just for the young, which so many people think that once you start getting older, you can't do any kind of weightlifting or weight bearing exercises and body weight exercises, things like that. But that's simply not true. And so I'm so passionate about advocating for this transformative, like, what word am I looking for? Like the power of strength training, incorporating that into your life, especially for women over 40. And it's just such a huge part of maintaining your health and vitality. And it can help boost your metabolism and just improve like your overall mental well-being. And I believe that age should not stop you. And I want you to believe it too. Age is just a number. And as most of you who have listened to me for a while, I am 59 years old. I'll be 60 in November, which just blows my mind every time I say it. And I can't believe how close that is. But I'm going to say it loudly, boldly, and proudly because I'm thankful that God has gifted me with this many years to live. And I want to make the most of them. And I want to make the most of them by encouraging and empowering and equipping you to know the importance of strength training in your life too. And so the actual definition, I had to do some research and look some things up so I could pour in some more knowledge. I'll tell you this little tidbit about me. I love to learn. I love to research. I love to listen to things, read things. I am just a constant learner. And again, I think that's very important too. As we age, constantly be using your brain and boosting that brain power. But I digress and get off track. So what I was going to tell you is the actual definition of strength training is any physical movement that you use your body weight or equipment. So it can be dumbbells, it can be weight machines, it can be resistance bands, anything that helps to build muscle mass and builds up your strength and your endurance. And I mean, there's so many different ways you can include body weight training in that, which would look like, say, some push-ups, some sit-ups, some body weight squats, things like that. But you can use things like resistance bands, the tubing, TRX, things like that too. But the muscle strength, bone health, and metabolism benefits of strength training exceed so much more than any type of exercise. And probably would have people that dispute that, but from what I researched and I looked up, it far exceeds many types of exercise as far as building that strength and that bone health and your metabolism. So it's why it's one of my very, very favorites. So a few of the things, kind of some takeaways on strength training, is that it increases muscle mass and it can decrease your body fat percentage. Now, who doesn't want that? And when I say increase muscle mass, don't let that scare you. This doesn't mean you're going to become a big, giant bodybuilder by any means. We're all different. We're all built different genetically. We're all individual in our muscle growth. Don't let it scare you that you will get gigantic muscles if that's something that has kept you from doing it. I personally love a female body that is muscularly, I have a hard time with that word, muscularly toned. I love it. I love to see that, and I love to see it in a woman and see her strength in those muscles in her body, and it's just something that I truly love. But anyway, strength training also can help maintain and help your joint health. How many out there are dealing with osteoporosis and osteopenia, things like that? Strength training can help improve the conditions of your body for that and to help prevent it. And another huge key thing for women over 40 is strength training is huge in playing a big role in hormone balance and like controlling the stress hormones. And we know we definitely need that when those hormones are going haywire. Nothing like a good workout that will help calm those down and keep them at bay. And then also strength training can significantly lower your heart disease risk. And it does that by helping to lower that body fat percentage, like I said a minute ago. And so those are a few of the key takeaways I want you to remember on what strength training can do, because it's not just about building muscles so you look great. It goes so much deeper than that. And so, I mean, the thing with like 40, why 40? Why over 40? It's because over 40 really is a big milestone in our lives, because it's when a lot of the changes start occurring. And for some women it's sooner, some women it's later. So this is more of a general term, but most women it brings about so many changes in our body, like with our strength and metabolism and just your overall health as you hit your 40s. I know that's exactly when I felt so much difference in my world, and I began perimenopause and all the things. So, and with age, our metabolism just naturally begins to slow down. And that can make like weight issues and weight management more challenging when we are when we are when our metabolism is slowing down. So that, I mean, that can challenge it. And I know so many women will say, "Oh, I've gained so much weight. All these things are happening to me because of menopause." Menopause plays a role, but the main role is that we are aging. And naturally, with aging, metabolism does slow down. It is a given. And so, but also our strength then can suffer in that, and it also can affect our mobility, our balance, things like that too, which is so important. As you know, as we're aging, we are more prone to falling and hurting something and breaking something. So it's not just about aesthetics, looking fabulous. These are strength training or ways, I mean, things directly affect our health. And so we are working at helping improve these conditions in our body, because like when bone density decreases, you're raising your risk of osteoporosis, and menopause can bring about more changes that affect that too, the bone density and your metabolism. So Sarcopenia is another gosh, why did I lose my train of thought? Sarcopenia. So it's the loss of muscle mass. And I know if any of you are my age, in your 50s or whatever, you, I'm sure, have noticed loss of muscle mass. I've noticed some atrophy in my body, where my muscles are not as strong and as prominent as they used to be. But this can be helped with strength training. You can help that loss of muscle mass not to continue, not to be so great. And I don't know about you, but I sure know that I want that so much in my world, because I want a strong body. I want strong muscles. I want strong bones. I want to know if I fall that I'm not so much at risk of just really breaking bones, because I have the protection of that muscle. And so just remember in all of this that this is our opportunity to learn and take care of and control our health. And so, okay, let me think what else I want to talk about. You know, when we increase our muscle through strength training, again, it just plays such a crucial role in hormones. And because they can rise and fall, causing so many different symptoms through menopause. And so the strength training can really, really help you through those symptoms, but also with that, hand in hand goes good nutrition too, because that's always going to go hand in hand with good optimal health, and strength training is good proper nutrition that will also help balance your hormones. And like I talked about, that strength training can help lower our heart disease risk. And so that is such a huge benefit, because reducing our body fat percentage but increasing our muscle mass will then help us lower that risk significantly for heart disease and heart attacks and things like that. So again, it's not just about looking good. It's about living a longer, healthier, vibrant life that you enjoy, right? And so anyway, okay, let me move on. I'm going to talk a little bit about also how strength training can also help reduce chronic diseases. So if you're regular strength training, and this is such a powerful thing to do for disease prevention, cancer prevention, diabetes prevention. I could go on and on with so many of the many benefits of strength training, because it is beyond the physical changes. It truly it affects our insides, our internal systems, where you can have improved blood pressure, cholesterol levels, insulin sensitivity. I mean, insulin sensitivity is on a all-time high, an all-time rise in our world today, and it's so incredibly sad. So it can also help with your insulin resistance and sensitivity by strength training. And okay, so another one I've already touched on a little bit, but on your balance and coordination, because this is something that a lot of times we overlook, and this is one of the most important things as we age, because it can help you stay independent by not falling and getting injured where you're confined to, say, a wheelchair or some other type of thing because of broken hip or broken bones, broken elbow. And by strengthening your muscles, I mean, you're not only toning your body, but you're helping optimize and improve all the bone health, knees, hips, arms, all of it. It's such a big part in your fall prevention, and helping yourself to protect those bones with stronger muscles that will help when let's not say when, if you ever have a fall. But I mean, just think about it, because if you feel more balanced and coordinated, you're going to feel more confident, right? That fear of instability, as people get older and then they begin to rely on things that help them to walk instead of working on some strength training that could help that, it ends up leading to having to depend upon whatever it is, a cane, a walker, a wheelchair. And I'm not saying there aren't times that those it has to happen. Of course there are. My dad did all of those. But I am just saying, let's do what we can to further help us, to get our balance and coordination, our posture, everything where it needs to be, so we help protect ourselves more. And okay, this is probably for me one of the biggest things is, like, I believe strength training is so important. I can't even emphasize enough for your mental health. I am not the same person if I don't get to do my walks or my gym time. If I'm not active in some way, I just don't feel the same. I don't feel as clear, as sharp, as focused, as joyful. I don't feel as at peace. I don't feel maybe as joyful. It just changes my entire mindset. And gives me energy, and it can help when you're feeling anxious and stressed, and it just has such a huge, profound impact on mental health. And, it helps with boosting your brain health, your cognitive function, because it helps with increasing blood flow to the brain, which, as we all know, is going to help support your brain health. It can help in preventing things like dementia, which you all know that have listened is near and dear to my heart. The dementia preventatives, because of my dad. And so this is like so important to me, that it helps increase the blood flow to the brain, which also I think explains why I feel clearer, more focused, once I've done my workout. And then also, as far as mental health, I just, like I said, I feel like it increases, elevates my mood. It's like that release of endorphins during exercise. It can help manage when you're feeling down or depressed or anxious, and just help that overall sense of well-being. It just, that is how I feel when I do my walks and when I have gym time. It just truly makes my mood so much better, which then in turn makes my family happy, and especially my hubby, right? We all want that. And so, okay, another thing I wanted to say about incorporating strength training and for your mental health is your sleep. And when I am doing strength training and walking and proper nutrition, I feel like I am just floating along and doing so amazing, because I'm able to deal with all of life's stresses and the things that come at me better, so I'm able to sleep better. And again, hand in hand with that is good nutrition, so when you're going to bed, that your food is digesting and you've put in good things all day that also help with the sleep quality. And so those are some of the things I wanted to share on that. There's a few more things as far as what did I want to talk about? Energy. Your energy levels. That's it. When I'm not working out, when I don't get my exercise in, and don't get me wrong, I have rest days, and my rest days are very much appreciated. I mean, but even on my rest days, there's usually just more of a slower walk. It's just more, or a slower activity, something that's not as intense. And so, but it just, I feel so much better when I'm active. And I know it helps improve like my endurance and, of course, like fatigue. And I feel more productive in my day when I am strength training and I can just concentrate and focus on the things that I'm doing. It makes such a difference. And I feel like it just makes my mindset better. Like I'm motivated to try new things. Like maybe at the gym, it's trying a new routine. It's putting on more weight on the machine or heavier dumbbells or just always trying new things to grow myself and increase that growth mindset so that I'm a continual learner, even in this part of my life in the strength training. And so I just believe that the benefits are not just physical. I mean, they are mental and emotional and physical. And it just can help us feel more positive and motivated, which leads to a better quality of life, better relationships, right? It's all goes hand in hand. And I believe that the mental side of this and the energy levels and boosting your self-confidence, your body confidence, when you feel strong and you see in the gym that, oh, wow, I'm able to go up and weight on this, or I'm able to do more or last longer, or someone says, you look amazing today. I'm really noticing the strength in your arms or whatever. Oh my gosh, talk about just feeling strong and capable and like you can just conquer the world that day, right? It just helps us realize our own power and capabilities, as we see that we are getting stronger and we're more capable. We realize it's not just about looking good. There's so much more to make us feel empowered and make us feel confident. And we have just a continual sense of accomplishment and achieving those goals. And it just helps us to have a positive body image, positive body confidence. And of course, the improved muscle quality is going to help us not only look better, but just feel powerful. And I don't know about you, but that's something that makes me just feel like I can take on so much more in the day when I am feeling that way. And so that's, to me, you can tell I'm on fire about all that. I love it. And then, a little bit more on like the blood sugar and insulin sensitivity and things like that. It's just not only in addition to that, but it can help also with the estrogen levels. I could come up with so many positive benefits. And when I looked up stuff too, so that I could share information, there's so much out there that I had to condense. And I've taken the things that I've seen in my own life and the things that I've felt and witnessed and wanted to share with you that I think are so important. And, the other thing that I know it does in my body that I want to be sure I mention is reducing inflammation. Because I have arthritis and I have that inflammation in my body, it helps me when I am working out. I think some believe that you just can't work out the same as before once you get arthritis or some limitations like that. And if I stop doing things and if I didn't continually, where my hands are most effective, I'm always stretching my hands and trying to strengthen my hands. But if I didn't do things to help strengthen these bones and muscles, the arthritis and the inflammation would just set in further. So it's something that also helps with that. And I notice a significant difference in my body when I am and am not working out as far as inflammation and arthritic pain in my body. Um, and so, yeah, I wanted to touch on that just a little bit, and also just touch on that, of course, it boosts your immune system. Anything we're doing that is bringing activity to our lives and strength training, walking, running, whatever your activity of choice is going to help in um, in boosting your immune function and helping us to be able to build that immune system so we can fight off things that come against us. And I know I've talked about it. I was sick and it was just, I don't know, really bad cold. I don't know what it was, but it's hung on as far as in my voice and stuff. But I'm really thinking this now is more allergies, and the heat here in Texas affects me. But I will say I haven't been sick in 2 years, so I didn't like it. And it only makes me more enthusiastic about working out and keeping my body strong, because I do overcome things quickly, because I don't I don't like it when I get sick, and I have the tools I need to help me to build my immune system up faster. And um anyway, so that's what I wanted to say on that. Now, as far as your training and the things that you do, let me just share that the importance, I think, of having, if you are going to get into weight training, it is so important that safety is the utmost important, because injury prevention, I mean, that should be your first foremost thought. You do not want to get hurt. Don't go into weight training without knowing proper form and what you're doing. And so I'm just going to put that out there, that if you belong to a gym, get a couple training sessions with a personal trainer. It doesn't have to be the gym one. It can be someone else, but get someone that really can help you with proper form and setting up some routines. And, there are so many good teachers on YouTube that you can look at proper form, and there's just so much out there to help you with that. And I cannot stress the importance of that, because if you go in and injure yourself, what's it going to do? It's going to make you want to give up and quit, because you're going to say, I can't do it. See, I just get hurt. And if I had stopped every time I've been hurt, it's a bunch. I can count them on more than two hands. But it was always because I was doing things improperly. I was tired, things like that, where it affected how I was working out, how I was thinking, my focus. There's just so much that goes into it. So I cannot stress enough the importance to get somebody to help you get started with strength training. And also, I've done an episode on gym intimidation, gym community. Don't go in there fearful. Just go in with confidence, knowing that everybody in there was a beginner once. And so ask people for help. I would love it when I'm in the gym if people ask me for help, because there are times I see people doing it wrong. I don't want to offend them and say something, but there are times that, I have said things in a gentle, kind way, asking if I could, help them in any way. But I would love it if people ask me. So I assure you, there are people where you go to that would love for you to ask them. Just ask questions, and just know, again, everyone is a beginner once. So don't expect to start where someone else is. Keep yourself in your own lane, your eyes in your own lane, and don't focus on anyone else. You go in with your confidence, and you take ownership of this, and just know and believe that you can do it. And with that, I would say, which I probably repeated just about on every podcast episode, but you've got to be consistent, because consistency plus discipline, even when you don't feel like it, go do it. Like, I want to beat on the table as I say this, but even when you don't feel like it, go do it. So be disciplined, stay consistent in that discipline, and you will soon find your regular rhythm, your healthy habits, and it will become your sustainable lifestyle. That is like what I believe with all my heart. So I encourage that. And I encourage accountability. And whether that's an accountability person, whether that's writing it down. I'm so old school. I write down my workouts. I write down the weights I'm using, how many reps I've done. I write it. It's not my phone. I write it down. There's some people at the gym that kid me and say I'm taking attendance, but I write it down so I can look at progress. I can go back and go, oh yeah, last week I started this at 15 pounds, but I feel like I could go up this week. And it helps also just in accountability in doing that, but also, people too that maybe you want to work out with, hold each other accountable. And the other way I hold myself accountable is by putting stuff in an app. And I use the First Form app. I love it. I can track my nutrition. I can track my activity levels. I can put in my workouts. I can track my steps. Literally anything you want to do, it's in there. Plus so much more in that app. And I will include the link in my show notes if you want to check into that app, because it truly has helped me to see where I'm landing with my goals and the things I may need to do in that day to hit like my protein and my calories and things like that. But then there's also things in the app where every day they put out some sort of video where it's a learning educational video. So that is one big thing that I do, and I absolutely love it. So again, I'll put it in the show notes for you and you can check that out. But be sure to DM me or email me anything if you have questions on that too. I'd love to help you with that. And then I would also say, I already talked about a trainer, but also, oh, I just lost that train of thought. Oh, I know what it was. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with people that also want to live their best life as they're aging. Others that want to incorporate these good, healthy habits into their lives. Surround yourself with those kind of people, because I can tell you, I have a lot of those in my life, and I don't know what I would do without them, because we can help encourage and support one another. So I really, really encourage that also for you. And oh gosh, I think I'm gonna be close to losing my voice here. Might have to take a drink of water, but let me think if there's something else that I wanted to add to any of that, and I'm sure there's so much. But, my main things I want to say is go online. There's so much out there that you can look up, so much you can learn. Reach out to me anytime that you need help or information, because, I am a health and nutrition fitness coach, and I love to help others. I love to help others live out their best life as they're aging. I always say, age like an athlete, age powerfully, age actively. Those are the things that I believe in. And I believe in the long-term benefits of strength training that can carry you through. I mean, until the day that you leave this earth, I believe that it is something that it is not ever anything that you're going to regret. I can assure you of that. And so I just want to encourage you to look things up, hire a trainer if that's an option for you. Reach out to someone that's been working out a long time that could help you. Whatever it is, just do what you can do to get started. And don't go in gangbusters and go crazy. What I say all the time, one step at a time, one thing at a time. Just go at it and do one thing at a time. But I know through this, you will be able to transform your health through strength training. I assure you, you will boost your confidence, improve your immune health, your cardiovascular health, your balance, your mobility, but most of all, just your entire overall quality of life. And I know that is something I want, and I feel confident that I know that you guys want that too. So I'm going to tell you, go, if you have stuff at home equipment, go dust it off, take the clothes off the treadmill or the dumbbells and get those cleaned up, or go to the gym and embrace strength training. Embrace it. Get excited about it. And just don't let your age be your cage on this. Go unleash your potential. And just keep in mind always that strength training isn't just about muscles. It's not just about muscles. It's your gateway, your ticket to a healthier, happier life, and a life in abundance that I know you will be so thankful that you got this started in your life and made it a part of your routine. So I am going to conclude with that and just say, together, let's be the change. Let's redefine what our culture in this society in today's age says about us, because we matter. We're not washed up. We are just getting started, is exactly how I feel. And I'm sure you can hear the fire and passion in my voice, because age is not a boundary. Age is not your cage. Age is just a number. And if you remember that, and remember that this is your launch pad to be the best version of yourself, then you are going to be on your way to a healthy, long, vibrant, sustainable lifestyle that is going to bring joy to you and bring joy to everyone that's around you. So I hope that I have encouraged you to get started. I hope that this has given you that little boost, that kickstart that you've needed to get started on a strength training program. And so again, if you have any questions, need any information, any guidance, please reach out to me at my email, carla@carlaallen.com. Super simple. Or message me over on Instagram. Those are the best places you can find me, and I would love to help you out. So until next time, I'm going to end this summer solo, and I am so excited to again return next week with another one that I think you're really going to like. And then, like I said, I have some really cool, amazing guests coming up, and a lot of health information, and so many different things. I have some really good topics coming up. So I hope you will join me next week. Releases every Wednesday. And don't forget on these to share with your friends and family. It means the world to me. And rate and review and go subscribe on YouTube, all the things. Really, really appreciate when you all do that. So thank you. But until next time, remember, your age is not your cage, and I will see you next week. Love y'all.